Okay, so I'm here today with Miss Nile Garner. Now, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi guys, my name is Nile. I'm a biochemistry major. I'm a junior and I'm 20.
Okay, so the reason I'm speaking today with Nile is because she's actually a survivor of the Stevens-Johnson syndrome. And it was just a blessing to even have somebody on this campus who can attest to the disease and how it affected her life. So, if you can, could you please explain to me what Stevens-Johnson syndrome is?
Okay, so I have to look this up actually because I didn't really know what was going on at the time because I was like 10. And my mom is a doctor, so it was like doctor speaking to doctor. You know, usually doctors break it down for their patients and stuff, but because my mom's a doctor, they was just throwing around big terms.
Yeah.
So, according to Google, Stevens-Johnson is a rare, serious disorder of the skin and mucous membranes.
Okay, so mucous membranes are usually on the skin, in the mouth, in the nose, in the eyes. So it
Everywhere.
affected, all of the regions, everywhere. Okay, so in knowing that, can you tell me when and how you were affected by the disease?
Okay, so when I first it started off as a rash, and I first noticed it. I was going to a track meet, and you know it was early in the morning, getting my clothes on, lotioning, and then I just noticed like a rash like right around my arm, and I showed it to my mom, and she just put some Aveeno on it, thinking it was like a regular rash, and it would just go away. And then I remember like I think it was either the same day or the next day, I had a fever of like 100 something.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, I felt fine. I was chilling, but my body wasn't. So, the next day, I remember we went to the doctor, and I mean, like I said, I was chilling, getting out of school for the day. I was like, ooh, I can get used to this. And then, so eventually, the rash just started to spread, and then it started to like peel off, like, so, and then like mucous membranes, it was in my mouth too, so I couldn't eat anything because it hurt to eat, like it hurt to swallow. I had like the rash on my tongue, and like it was bad. And wait, what was the question again?
It was, can you tell me when and how you were affected by the disease? So you're going
Okay, yeah. So, then my mom was going back and forth with doctors because the hospital she took me to actually is one that she worked at. So, she knows them. So she was going back and forth with them about like what it could be. And it's the worst. Like having a doctor who's the mother of a patient or father of a patient is the worst because they just know everything, and you trying to do your job and they just in your face about all the possibilities. So my mom, she knew what it was, but they were kind of like, oh, that's they were skeptical because they're like, that's so extreme and that's so rare, like it doesn't have to be that, like we should wait it out. And then it just, as it progressed, it just got worse. So then they just, after a while, they're just like, all right, yeah, it definitely is that. Like, when my skin had started peeling, that's when they were like, all right, yeah, this is definitely Stevens-Johnson. And then I was in that hospital for, like, probably 2 weeks, and then they transferred me to the burn unit of a different hospital, and I was in there for, like, 4 weeks. And then, like, I didn't go straight back to school after that. I can't remember how long I was at home. I don't remember if it was, like, 2 weeks or a week. I don't remember. But I was at home for a while after, too. And, yeah.
Okay, so being at home and being, like, how were you, like, around, like, 10th, 5th grade-ish? So, like, having to stay at home and having to, like, just deal with that as a child, how did it affect you, like, personally?
Okay, so, like, well, I didn't really know what was going on at the time. Like, I was sedated like a lot of the time because it was really painful, like especially when I got to the burn unit and they had to like you know how you get a burn and it bubbles up and then you have to like kind of get the dead skin off. So they had to like it was like a cleansing. They had to like scrub the skin off, and it
That's
hurt.
So painful.
It hurt like hell. Like, I don't remember a lot, but I definitely remember that because it was so painful. Like, they had me on morphine and all these different pain medications, but I just know I still felt it because I was screaming my head off. And so I feel like I just got off topic.
No, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
I was about to get into like how did it affect you personally, and like how did it affect your family? I know that you said that your mom was there all the time. Like, where was your father and like your siblings? How did they take it? And your friends?
Yeah. So my siblings definitely were like shook because none of us had ever gotten like sick before, like really sick, like in the hospital sick before. Like we've gone through broken bones. I got 2 older brothers. Played football. We've gone through broken bones. My older sister has epilepsy. She has a mild form of epilepsy where her seizures aren't like physical seizures, but more so like she like zones out and she doesn't know what's like going on. So it's like we've been through that, but nothing ever like, oh, you're in the hospital for like 2 months. So like I remember my brother told me he thought I was gonna die, like, and then like my dad, he didn't really know like how to handle it either, like just the thought process that you might lose a child, like, so he didn't really know what was going on either. So but my dad was more so like, Alice, that's my mom, he was like, Alice, like, you know, you got 4 other kids at home, like what happens if she dies, like you can't forget about the rest of your kids. So my mom went home once after that talk, but yeah. And then like I remember like my mom, she didn't really show me that she was like affected, but I know she used to be crying because my mom is so dramatic. I mean, she had the right to cry for this one, but she's just dramatic as hell.
And what about your school, like your classmates?
My classmates, they were like, they didn't really know like what it was because like I said, it's really rare, but they were like really supportive. Like they all gave me cards. Like I still have the cards to this day. They all gave me cards. My teacher came to visit me. My principal came to visit me. My teacher was in my room like hanging up my friends' cards and stuff. And but my friends, like, I know some of them were telling me, like, when I got back to school, they were worried that I was going to get left back because I had missed so much school. But, you know, your girl was too smart for that. They tried it, but... No, I don't even think they tried it, actually, because it was, like, a medical reason. And also, like, I had to go to school in the hospital. Like, that was, like, one of the worst times. Like, other than being sick, like, I was having fun. Like, I got to watch TV all day, like... But then they're like, nah, you gotta go to class. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, so it wasn't really like, I don't know. I feel like my friends were supportive, so it wasn't.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are a survivor, and you seem to have healed like perfectly. Like no one would have known. I was her roommate freshman year, and like I didn't know much of any. I was sophomore year. I didn't know much of anything about this, and then she just like came out and told me about it. So like, how was the recovery process? And even like you said about going to school, like it was okay, but like self-esteem wise, like how does that affect you?
I mean, well, when I was young, like I was a little rough, but you couldn't tell me nothing. I thought I was just so beautiful. So it was like, you know, everybody, and like I got it in like a weird age area. Like I wasn't in middle school yet, but I was ending elementary school. So, and I got it like January of 5th grade. So then when I went to middle school, because I went to middle school with so many of my elementary school friends, nobody really said anything about my skin or anything because my friends were there to be like, oh, you don't know what happened to her. Like, don't do that. Like, she was really sick type. You know, so they everybody had my back. But, like, and then anybody who ever, like, said anything, I guess I didn't even realize because, like, I was really oblivious. Like, I used to make jokes. Like, that's how I handled it. Like, I would joke around and stuff. And then it's like, I remember one girl asked me if she asked me if I'd been in a fire, and I was like I was just, I had a twisted sense of humor. Like, I used to tell people, I used to be like, yeah, my mom put me in the oven when I was younger. And they'd be like, I was like, it's like, no, I'm playing with y'all. I mean, that's not funny, but I don't know. That's just the way I handled it.
You all handle it different ways, yeah. Okay. So, if there's anything that you want to say to anybody who's either dealing with the disease, who has it, or who knows anyone who has it, do you have any words of encouragement or advice?
Okay, so, like, for anybody who has Stevens-Johnson, like, well, it affects people depending, like, on the age range. It affects you differently. Like, when you're a kid, it's just like, oh, man, I'm sick. I'm missing school. I'm missing my friends. But, like, if I were, like, at this age and I got it, it would be like, oh, my God, like, I'm 20. I'm supposed to be getting married soon. Like, I'm ugly. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, for just of any age range, like, it gets better. Like, you know, just, you know, look at me. Like, let me stop. But it really gets better. Like, you just have to always look on the brighter side. Because, like Stevens-Johnson affects all mucous membranes and everything. So, like, my corneas could have been messed up. I could have been blind. So, like, the way how I see it is, like, you know, I'm not blind. So, like, I can see.
Always look at the bright side.
Yeah, you really have to always look at the brighter side of everything. Yeah. And, like, just keep your head up because it gets better. And I pray for everybody. God forbid you ever come into contact with Stevens-Johnson through your kids, yourself, anybody, because it is not fun. Not at all.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to talk to all of us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.